The Galactic Academy was a place where the most promising young beings from across the stars gathered to learn. For many, it was a chance to become diplomats, scientists, or commanders. For others, it was a proving ground, a place to hone combat skills and survive the rigors of an often hostile universe. Among the diverse students gathered for combat training, that term was one human named Ethan. At first glance, Ethan appeared unremarkable. He was of average height, lean but not overly muscular, and his simple uniform was worn and patched. Many of the alien students eyed him with quiet disdain. To them, humans were primitive. Many species had evolved with natural weapons, claws, thick hides, multiple limbs, or advanced psychic abilities. They relied on superior technology and millennia of experience. Ethan had neither. He carried no exotic weapons. His species was barely known beyond Earth, a planet labeled a death world by some but dismissed by others as insignificant. The first day of combat training was revealing, but not in the way anyone expected. The instructor, a grizzled warrior from the Zarin species named Commander Vral, began with a demonstration of hand-to-hand combat techniques. The room was filled with students from different planets, each confident in their natural advantages. Ethan stood quietly at the back observing. The first exercise was a sparring match. Alien students paired off, displaying a dazzling array of physical prowess. Extended limbs striking with blinding speed, razor-sharp claws slicing through the air, and even energy blasts from psionic mutants. When Ethan's name was called, the other student, a towering brute of a creature from the Gorlak's homeworld, smirked. The Gorlaks had 6 arms and thick armor-like skin. Everyone expected a quick and humiliating defeat, but Ethan moved with a calm precision that surprised his opponent. He dodged the first few strikes, using balance and footwork to avoid the overwhelming force. Instead of fighting strength with strength, Ethan exploited the Gorlaks' size and momentum, slipping past defenses and targeting pressure points. Within moments, the Gorlaks was disarmed and pinned, struggling to free himself. The room fell silent. Commander Vral nodded approvingly. Humans fight differently. They use cunning, speed, and an understanding of their own limits. Despite that, many aliens remained skeptical. To them, Ethan's victory was an exception, perhaps luck. Over the following weeks, the training intensified. The students learned complex weapon systems, strategic simulations, and group tactics. Ethan struggled at times with unfamiliar technology, but compensated with relentless determination and adaptability. During obstacle courses designed to test endurance, the aliens with their multiple limbs and natural armor expected to dominate. Yet Ethan often finished near the top, pushing through exhaustion and pain with a tenacity that astonished his peers. One alien, named Kelar, a telepathic species with shimmering blue skin, openly mocked Ethan. Why bother? Humans are weak. They have no gifts, they are toys for stronger warriors. Ethan didn't respond to the insults. Instead, he trained harder. The defining moment came during the final combat exercise. A simulated battle scenario meant to test everything the students had learned. Teams were formed randomly. Ethan found himself partnered with several species known for their brute strength and tactical minds. The opposing team was equally formidable. The arena was a sprawling, artificial landscape filled with ruins, narrow corridors, and uneven terrain. The objective was simple: capture the opposing team's command post. At the start, Ethan's team took a defensive position. The enemy pressed hard, using overwhelming force to breach defenses. Many students faltered under pressure, but Ethan remained composed. When his teammates hesitated or retreated, Ethan took charge. He communicated with precision, coordinating small strikes to disrupt enemy advances. Using guerrilla tactics learned from Earth's military history, he led ambushes and feints, exploiting terrain and timing. His alien teammates began to follow his lead, inspired by his fearlessness and quick thinking. At one point, Ethan faced off against Kelar, the telepath. Kelar tried to read Ethan's mind to anticipate his moves, but Ethan's mental defenses, honed from years of dealing with danger, were surprisingly resilient. Ethan countered with unpredictable movements and sudden bursts of speed. Kalar was forced to retreat, frustrated. The tide of battle shifted. With Ethan's guidance, his team pushed forward, reclaiming ground and dismantling enemy formations. When the final assault on the command post came, it was Ethan who led the charge. He fought not with overwhelming strength, but with clever tactics and an unbreakable will. When the simulation ended, the room erupted in applause. Even the most skeptical students acknowledged Ethan's skill. Commander Varel smiled broadly. Let this be a lesson to all. Strength alone does not win battles. The human spirit, their refusal to yield, is a weapon beyond measure. Ethan's peers approached him afterward. Their attitudes transformed from scorn to respect. One asked, "How did you learn to fight like that?" Ethan shrugged. On Earth, danger is everywhere. We don't have natural weapons or psychic powers. We survive by being clever, by never giving up, and by learning from every mistake. Another student nodded thoughtfully. You taught us that fighting isn't just about power, it's about heart. From that day forward, humans were no longer dismissed as weak or helpless. They became known as formidable warriors who could match or outthink any opponent. And Ethan, once the underdog, became a symbol of humanity's resilience, a testament that sometimes the greatest strength lies not in what you are born with, but in what you refuse to lose.